Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Ako po si RD Tony Ilagan ng Revenue Region Number 8A Makati at nais ko pong ibahagi sa inyo ang aming patuloy na pagsisikap upang maisakatuparan ang ating layuning mahusay na serbisyo katumbas ng buwis mo. Hinihikayat namin ang lahat mag-file ng maaga, magbayad ng tama at maging katuwang sa pag-unlad ng ating bayan. Sa RR8A Makati, hindi lamang kami taga-singil ng buwis, kami ay inyong kaagapay, laging handa tumutulong, laging handang maglingkod. At para mas maging accessible ang ganitong kaalaman, narito po ang Entry Pinas TV. Mayroon na po kaming podcast na maaari niyong subaybayan sa Spotify, Facebook at YouTube para mas maging updated at informed tayo sa mga usaping negosyo at BIR compliance. Maraming salamat po at sama-sama nating ituloy ang pag-usag ng Makati para sa isang mas maunlad na Pilipinas.
Kung napapansin mo, Sir Jules, no? Parang ang bilis ng pagbabago ng sistema ngayon ng BIR.
I agree dyan, Ms. Marge, no? Sobrang daming changes mula sa digital systems to audit reforms, parang ibang level na yung mga approach natin ngayon.
Okay. So ngayon may bagong programa ang BIR. Ito ang tinatawag nating BIR Dares 2026.
There's parang nangahamon, Ms. Marge. Pero syempre, the question is, para ba ito sa convenience ng taxpayers o masihigpit lang?
Okay, so today, pag-uusapan natin yan direct from the BIR people, specifically from RDO 50 South Makati.
Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to Entrepreneurs TV podcast where we simplify business, taxes, and government regulations.
So this episode is brought to you in partnership with the Bureau of Internal Revenue, RDO 50 South Makati.
And of course, joining us today, gaya ng nabanggit ko, Ms. Marge, ay ating mga kaibigan mula dito sa BIR. Una-una kasama natin si Jana Hassan. Hi, Jana.
Hello po sa ating mga ka-entrepreneurs. It's really nice having us here in your program po. We are excited to share some thoughts about yung sa dares natin.
Welcome. And of course, kasama rin natin si Mervin Ledesma. Mervin, hello.
Hello, thank you for having us today.
Okay, so new faces, no? Ms. Marge, in the past 3 episodes, diba, dalawang makaibigan din natin kasama natin dito sa BIR. But right now, ito naman yung pag-uusapan natin, itong BIR Dares. Ano ba tong Dares na to? Ms. Margie, sa iyo muna manggagaling. Bakit Dares? Sino ang hinahamon din ito?
Taxpayer? Hindi naman. Actually, may acronym po yan, di ba?
Yes.
So, before na i-discuss ninyo, ano ang pinaka-common na misconception nitong BIR Dares?
Yes. So, bago po natin i-discuss yung tawag dito, what theirs is all about to, it's actually a reform. But then, ano po yung common na misconception nito, Ma'am Marge? Usually po, yung mga taxpayers natin would assume na this reform is actually just a stricter version of our already existing tax rules and regulations, which is incorrect. Malalaman po natin later on as we progress with our discussion kung ano po ba talaga yung theirs. So definitely, hindi po ito nangahamon ng taxpayer. In fact, taxpayer-friendly po ito.
So, it's a dare to be friendly. To be a tax-friendly. Okay, so nabanggit nyo na acronym, no? Tapos narinig ko rin na may reform. In the first place, bakit ba kailangan ng reform? Ano yung i-reform natin?
So for theirs, it's aimed to improve the tax administration and modernizing the BIR systems right now, and also to improve our taxpayer services here in the Bureau.
Okay. So, Ms. Marge, nabanggit mo na acronym. Gusto yan ng mga estudyante lalo, baka gusto nilang i-memorize din. Siguro isa-isahin natin yan. Let's start with letter D.
Alright, so basically, before that po, so theirs is actually a 5-point reform agenda which has already been said kanina po ni Sir Mervin. This basically aims to modernize for yung tax system natin. So we aim to establish a more transparent, fair, and taxpayer-friendly system. So this was launched last January 2026 under the leadership, of course, of our hardworking Commissioner, Sir Charlito Mendoza. Now, ano nga po ba yung DARES natin? So it's spelled as DARES. D stands for Digital and Data Transformation. A stands for Audit Reform and Accountability. R stands for Revenue Collection and Base Protection. And then E stands for Employee Empowerment. And S stands for Service Excellence. Now, with yung acronyms natin, siguro nag-wonder po yung mga ka-taxpayers natin, ano po ba yung maitutulong ng DARES na ito sa atin? Or do you have any further question pa po? Or do I proceed?
Sige, tatapot-takot tinanong tayo. Sige. Nag-notes ako bigla, parang profile yung kinakausap ko. Sige. So, digital and data.
Yes.
Transformation. Okay, so what about digital and data transformation? What do we need to transform from the current system?
So from the name itself, no, or yung meaning no acronym, digital and data transformation. So with this modern world, obviously lahat na po halos digital, right? Wala na masyadong, alam niyo yun, gumagamit pa ng mga manual. So although it's already existing and we are already on the works of actually digitalizing everything, this still has to be emphasized. I mean, the fact that we are all moving to online services. So, this will then, of course, reduce yung efforts ng mga taxpayers natin. Hindi na po nila kailangan magtiis sa mga long lines sa mga district offices natin because at the comfort of their homes, they'd be able to access or do yung mga tax obligations po nila. So, yun po yung digital and data transformation.
So, Miss March, makakatipid ng gas?
Yes, definitely. Internet na lang po.
Internet. Yun, ang napalit naman yung internet facility. At least you should have one.
Yes.
Pero ang tanong ko, Miss Jana, are the businesses now here in the Philippines ready na ba sa digitalization?
Well, we cannot say, of course, na 100% ready tayo. Kasi lahat po ng changes natin, it takes time. So that's why BIR is doing the gradual transformation. So hindi naman po agad-agad, instantly natin po na ma-transform lahat ng services natin online. So with that, of course, yung office natin gives yung transition period, especially for those small and yung mga micro enterprises natin. So it will we will give them, of course, time to transition. At the same time, from our offices, we will be providing yung mga essential assistance like yung mga seminar. Kasi of course, unlike yung mga large-scale enterprises natin, sila, usually, kinukulang sila siguro doon sa mga trainings natin. So, in our offices, we will be providing, actually, we are already providing na po yung mga online seminars natin, especially for new registrants natin. And then at the same time, yung mga softwares natin, hindi po natin yun kailangan bilhin na. Kasi it's already, I think, available na din po, given na din po doon sa BIR website natin, like yung mga EBIR form, so they can access that through our website or yung mga other platforms that has been already established or that has been already run by BIR.
So, Miss Marge, regarding readiness, yung nabanggit ninyo, parang ang naisip ko, we need to start somewhere, no? So, since theirs is very fresh, January 2026 lang, so maganda na may ample time na rin na binigay. But of course, for business owners like me, very important yun na we need to adjust din na maging digital din para mas maging mabilis. Kung baka, hindi yun naiiwanan yung tindahan nyo, doon na lang kayo mag-file.
Yeah.
Pero how about yung mga maliliit na negosyante na hindi pa digital? I think we have this sa all BIR offices, may e-lounge, di ba?
Yes,
Okay.
Bali, yung po mga, syempre we understand naman po, like I said, not all are actually parang knowledgeable na how yung computer works. So, in our district offices, we already have yung what's so-called e-lounge. So, this is actually a portion of our offices na ina-assist natin yung mga taxpayers natin who needs help in like filing. So, yun po, mayroon pong mga nakaabang po na mga revenue officers who are on the standby to help them and assist them para turuan po sila. On top pa po nung mga free online seminars natin for them.
May itatanong ako ulit, Miss Marge, pati sa mga kaibigan natin sa BIR. Kasi nabasa ko rin ito marami sa social media eh. Since sa digital na rin naman, ba't daw hindi parang pwede ba in the future na ma-consider na parang hoy, magbayad ka na, parang may notification, may ganyan agad. Hindi yung ikaw pa yung lalapit para mag-file. May ganun bang efforts in the future? Parang billing na yun.
Pero hindi talaga doon sa computation. What is ongoing is yung TAMP na tinatawag. So there is an assigned revenue officer for sometime ilang taxpayers yon. Sila yung nagpaparemind. Kung malapit ng deadline, ma'am, hindi ka pa nakapag-file nitong tax returns. Pero as to the computation,
Hindi ito yung AI ng tao talaga.
in tao talaga yan. Ito yung mga revenue officers in the assessment section. So, one revenue officer, how many taxpayers are you? Yeah.
30.
Average, 30 taxpayers.
Oo. Parang siya talaga ang kung may problem din ang taxpayer, yung TAMP officer na in charge sa kanya, TAMP, TAMP. So, it's a
Taxpayer account
Taxpayers
management.
taxpayer
po.
account
Actually,
management
these are the
program.
greatest contributors po ng mga collection natin in every district office. So kaya po, in return for yung sa continuous compliance nila with our tax regulations and rules, we really offer po yung full support and assistance natin sa kanila through yung mga assigned revenue officers, stamp officers na nagmo-monitor po sa kanila. So, just to mention din kasi minsan medyo kinakabahan yung ibang ka-taxpayers natin. Bakit daw sila tinatawagan?
Oo, may ganun kakabahan na.
I like to address that, sir, no? Kasi meaning naman po na hindi naman po agad-agad meaning no, na natawagan po kayo, ibig sabihin may ginawa na po kayong mali. Hindi po, nagtatanong lang po yung TAMP officer kung may problema po ba, bakit po kaya tayo hindi nakapag-file? Kasi as much as possible, syempre, we would like to avoid na magkaroon tayo ng penalties or mga surcharges that might be caused ng mga late filing natin and payment of tax dues natin. So, kaya, Sir Jules, sa mga ka-taxpayers po natin na mga TAMP, please don't be scared po pag may tumatawag po ng mga TAMP officers. If you have any questions, you can address them lahat dun sa TAMP officer nyo. They are happy to help naman
So,
po.
mainam na kilalanin natin yung mga TAMP officers natin.
Opo.
Bale, feel free to reach out to us to assist you.
Ayan. So, i-shoutout nyo yung mga TAMP officers nyo ngayon sa mga viewers natin. Tag nyo na sila.
Opo. And then we actually, minimit din namin sila from time to time through Zoom, online,
Meetings.
online meetings or yung sa mga online platforms natin. Other than that, may mga times din na minimit din namin sila personally, ini-invite namin sila dito sa office namin.
Sa mga seminars, diba?
Yes, para po to make sure na nami-meet namin sila, hindi po sila nahihiya or natatakot sa amin. So, yun.
Last na, Miss Marge, dito sa letter D, no? Kasi syempre, nagdi-digitalize, di ba? So, para mas maging modern. In the future po ba, isa-strike pa rin natin yung balance na kahit fully digital na may mga TAM officers pa rin tayo?
Meron pa rin.
Meron pa rin yan.
Kasi hindi po lahat, hindi mo 100% na ang mga taxpayer I will be using the electronic or digital platform. There are certain taxpayers na hindi sila okay lang sila na hindi sila mandatory na maggamit ng mga digital platforms.
Okay, ayan na. So, yan yung assurance natin sa mga viewers natin na balanse pa rin. Meron pa rin tayong mga makakausap na totoong tao, hindi lang sa app or hindi lang sa computer. Okay, next na. Letter A itong audit reform
Yes, and accountability.
and accountability. So, ano naman ang nilalaman nito?
Yung audit reform naman po and accountability from the term itself. So, of course, everyone is expected to follow the rules. Ngayon, this time around, we have to emphasize na hindi lang po yung mga taxpayers yung kailangan po mag-follow ng tax rules and regulations. Kasi, right now, even po yung taxing authority will have their time na or possibility po na mas scrutinize din po sila. So we have yung sinasabi nila na audit the auditors. So yung mga nag-audit po ng mga revenue officers natin, yung mga cases po nila na reported, maaari po yun na mas scrutinize. So, yan po yung tinatawag natin na audit reform and accountability. So, it's a balance between yung sa taxpayer and yun din po sa ating mga taxing authority. So, medyo existing naman siya before, Ma'am Marge, no? But then right now, mas in-emphasize lang natin. Kasi yung common mistake or yung incorrect
Misconception.
understanding ng taxpayer natin is parang bakit kami lang yung ino-audit, parang ganon-ganon. So, this time around, we emphasize also na pati po yung taxing authority po natin will be subjected po to thorough audits in case po na may makita po ng mga gaps or discrepancies na not in alignment with our existing tax rules and regulations.
And nakita natin, Miss Marge, 'di ba, sa balita in the past months na talagang nililinis din talaga. Basta yun yung maganda. Yun yung assurance sa taxpayers natin na hindi ka lang magbabayad ng tax, may ensure din na lahat ng binabayad mo ay mapupunta sa treasury ng gobyerno natin.
Yeah, that's it.
Yun yung audit the auditor.
Yes. So basically, just to sum it up, Sir Jules, it is yung parang move natin or reform natin to really make sure na yung personnel natin acts professionally talaga and in accordance with yung sa work ethics talaga that we have in our workplace talaga.
So, yun po ba yung Revalida system?
Yes po, ma'am. Opo. Yung revalida natin which basically yun nga ay no-audit yung audit din namin as revenue officer by yung sa mga higher authorities natin. So, sinescrutinize po yun. And naisasalang din po kami bakit po ganito yung assessment namin, bakit hindi namin to nakita, bakit ganito yung nakalagay sa report namin.
So there's fairness, para may fairness talaga on the assessment,
exactly.
no?
Opo. Yan po
Ng
yung
isang revenue officer.
emphasis netong new tax system natin under DARES po, specifically audit reform and accountability.
Okay. Under dito, Miss Marge, sa audit reform, meron din daw 1 LOA per year.
Yeah.
Ano naman tong 1 LOA per year? Naku, pag LOA, medyo nanginginig na yung mga taxpayers natin.
So yun din po. So sa mga ka-taxpayers po natin, no, we have this 1 LOA per taxpayer. So ano pong ibig sabihin na to? So unlike po ng mga tax experiences natin before, ngayon po isang LOA na lang po sa isang taon per taxpayer. Kasi dati we have yung mga multiple audits. So minsan meron kayong VAT audit, tapos meron pang all other internal taxes. So ngayon wala na po yun. Totally abolished po. So rest assured, hindi na po masastretch yung mga accountants natin na mag-submit ng mga documents every time in a single year, multiple sila. Yung mga overlapping audits natin will be eliminated na rin kasi isahan na lang po talaga yung audit. So isa na lang po yung submission nila ng documents, at the same time magiging focus na po sila sa mga requirements natin tuwing meron tayong audit. So this will save time para sa mga accountants natin, yung mga nagpa-process po ng mga documents, and then at the same time much more efficient po tayo na isahang tingin na po tayo doon sa ating audit procedure.
Okay. Back to basics na question, no, para sa mga viewers natin. Ano pang ibig sabihin kapag nakatanggap ka ng LOA? Ano yung kailangan mong i-prepare? Ano yung nagawa mo? Ano yung hindi mo nagawa? Kaya kung may LOA.
So, sa LOA, parang this authorizes the revenue officers to inspect and to audit the books and the records of the taxpayers involved dun sa letter of authority. So here we provide the taxpayer the opportunity to defend themselves or to give them the opportunity to explain why there's such discrepancies arise.
Okay. So, may chance naman, may due process.
May due
process.
process naman talaga siya.
Okay. Ayan na. So, wag tayo masyadong kabahan. Okay.
Kasi minsan yung issuance of LOA, ano ba yung tinatawag natin na may pinanggalingan, bakit ka na-issue. Hindi lang basta-basta ka
We
in-issue.
have yung criteria.
Oo, kasi like for example, na may discrepancy notice ka. So, ano ang instance na magkaroon ka ng discrepancy notice? Yun po yung let's say you have transaction, no? May nakasubject sa withholding tax. Ngayon, hindi mo so bibigyan ka ng 2307, so hindi mo yung na-declare yung totoong amount kasi may balancing yan kasi dinideclare ng pinaano yon yung buyer mo, dineclare niya yung binayaran niya sa'yo, pero ikaw hindi mo na-declare yung binayad noong yung so ngayon nagkakaroon ng discrepancy as to the declaration of the sales and purchases. So ngayon since malulugi ang government kasi hindi mo dineclare, yun naman nag-claim ng deduction. So
Double.
yun ang number one na maka-trigger why you will be issued a letter of authority.
That's one of the criteria.
So number one talaga yan. Mandatory yan na
Opo. And then, Ma'am Marge, we also have yung mga criteria. Like, for instance, yung mga kina-claim nila as tax-exempt sales. Well, meron din naman talaga yung mga tax-exempt sales or mga zero-rated sales. But then, yung nga, they will have to really substantiate na applicable po sa kanila yon. Kasi, always remember po na yung sa tax exemption is strictly construed against the taxpayer. They will have to prove that. Kasi basically, pag tax-exempt ka, walang tax sa'yo eh. So, yung CBIR, just making sure lang din na tama lang na tax exempt ka. So, that's one of yung criteria din na possible din na ma-issuehan din po ng letter of authority.
Okay. Alright. So, that's letter A, audit, reform, and accountability. R na tayo, revenue collection.
Revenue collection and base protection. So here for under revenue collection and base collection, we are trying to enhance the tax enforcement activities here, especially during our audits with our taxpayers.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to enhancing the tax enforcement, so we have to ensure that the tax rules and regulations are being followed. Just piggybacking on what Jana said a while ago, we have to make sure that the rules and the regulations, the exemptions, the other timings, requirements are being followed to the letter of the law, in the spirit of the law.
Yeah. But again, like I said kanina po, hindi lang po ito sa taxpayer. We also have to make sure na kami pong mga taxing authority also follow the same due process of law.
We give the taxpayers the opportunity to explain why. Baka minsan maisip nila, baka hindi alam ng BIR na dapat exempt talaga to. Pero hindi pa namin alam. So they have the opportunity to explain it to us naman.
So, justify lang basically.
Yes. Substantiate. Yes.
Okay, so that's revenue collection and base collection.
Protection.
Protection.
Base
protection. Okay, so let's move on, Miss Marja. E. Itong mga employee empowerment.
So here, under employee empowerment, we would like to recognize the outstanding employees here in the BIR for those who are able to collect the highest during the specific period. So example, top collector ka nung month of January, February, or March, mga ganun. Also, we would also like to give support to our employees then. So here, we also provide trainings to our employees. So it will help them with their tax audits. So familiarizing themselves with the processes and the industries involved with their tax audits.
So meron din tayong mga BIR's best, di ba?
Yes.
So regional level yan and by national level. Ongoing yan yata ngayon.
Yes.
Yes po.
Yung regarding doon sa mga top collectors,
Yes.
etc. Ano ba yun? May parang
Goal.
may target.
May target quota kami.
Bawat person.
Yes.
Monthly yan.
Okay. So, kumbaga, yung sila TAM officer, may target din sila.
Yes.
Okay, ayan. So,
As a revenue officer, para din tong yung sa parang business term, KPI.
yes, KPIs
Key
nila.
Performance Indicator natin as revenue officer.
Okay. Alright. Ayan. So, the last one is service excellence.
Yes. So, yung sa service excellence naman natin. So, obviously, eto po yung aim natin dito is to really provide services to our fellow Filipino taxpayers with utmost level of professionalism. So, here we aim to really improve in providing services in a way that it will be much more, transparent, fair at the same time, clear then, and then more helpful. So that's why, as we've mentioned earlier, meron tayong mga help desk po sa mga district offices natin in the form of yung mga e-lounges natin, So yung sa mga telephone calls, then po natin yung mga hotlines natin for the officer of the days in case may mga tanong sila na gustong i-raise, pwede din yun. And then aside from that, like I said, yung mga TAMP officers po natin. So this is to make sure that we really assist po yung mga taxpayers natin 100% at the best level if possible po.
Okay. Talagang yung best public service yung mabibigay sa atin. So, ayan, nalatag na natin, Miss Marge, yung DARES, yung ibig sabihin ng DARES. Siguro para sa mga viewers natin na business owners o yung mga freelancers natin among others, ano yung magiging impact nitong DARES sa kanila overall? Mas magiging madali bang buhay nila bilang business owners, bilang freelancers?
So, yun nga po. Yung sa mga ka-taxpayers natin, theirs is basically a reform that is not just emphasizing yung tax enforcement natin. In fact, it is all about building a system that is very transparent, fair, and then taxpayer-friendly. So, magiging convenient po yun sa mga taxpayers natin kasi yung mga manual filings nila na ginagawa before with yung push ng ating digitalization as part of yung reform natin, magiging convenient na sa kanila and more faster. So, there's nothing to worry about theirs kasi if anything, it will help our taxpayers improve their tax experience.
At saka with ng BIR at most excellent service and with this modernizing the facilities, it will entail compliance, no?
Yes.
More voluntary compliance on the
Correct.
part
Oo.
of taxpayer.
Usually kasi from the business owner side, yung mga nakakausap kong mga business owners, gusto naman talaga nilang maging compliant. Yung lagi lang nila sinasabi before is, at least from their experience, is parang mahirap, hindi na alam sa magsisimula. So at least dito mas naging mas nalatag ng mas maayos, mas simple.
Opo, yun, convenience. And then at the same time, kasi yun nga, one of yung emphasis talaga ng reform na ito is to really build yung public trust na sa ating mga
Correct.
taxpayers. Kasi, when you have, or when the people trust the system, it's easier to really comply with yung mga existing tax rules and regulations. So, consequently, of course, with yung compliance nila, makaka-help din to sa ating tax collection and then at the same time yung sa national development natin.
Correct. Okay. So, nalatag na natin, Miss Marge, no? I think for me, parang okay tong dare na to. Ito yung dare na gusto ko kasi
Kakaibang dare.
kakaibang dare. Dare to be convenient
Yes.
and tax-friendly para sa ating mga taxpayers.
So, stay updated with your filing obligations, no? As you know, the deadline was last April 15, but it was extended for a month. So, ang new deadline natin is May 15. Pero wag nyo nang paabutin ang May 15.
Mga last minute.
Yeah.
Ayan, kaya please don't wait for penalties kasi sayang yung mga bawat pusing na madadagdag. Kaya naman, please file early and stay compliant. We'll be back.
Ang pagiging BIR compliant ay isang mahalagang bahagi ng pagpapatakbo ng maayos at lehitimong negosyo. Sa pamamagitan ng tamang pagpa-file at pagbabayad ng buwis sa tamang oras, naiiwasan ang penalties at anumang aberya na maaaring makaapekto sa operasyon. Higit pa rito, nagbibigay ito ng kapanatagan at kredibilidad sa inyong negosyo. Ang compliance ay hindi lamang isang obligasyon, kundi isang responsibilidad na nakakatulong sa mas maayos na sistema at pag-unlad ng ating ekonomiya. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon at gabay, maaari lamang bisitahin ang opisyal na website ng Bureau of Internal Revenue sa www.bir.gov.ph. Maraming salamat.
Okay, and we are back, Miss Margie. Ang ganda ng usapan natin kanina, no? Kasama natin, of course, sila Jana and Mervin. Hinimay natin yung ibig sabihin ng theirs. Di ba, noong una, medyo kakabahan ba yung mga taxpayers natin dito? Pero parang hindi naman. Kasi ang ibig sabihin ng theirs, una yung letter D. Ano yun?
Digitalization.
Hindi kasi ko yung audience natin.
First,
Kasi yung audience natin. And also digital and data transformation. Tapos letter A, audit, reform, and accountability. Dito yung maganda, yung pinakagusto ko dito, Miss Margie, na parang 360 siya na parang from the BIR side, syempre gusto nila na maging compliant yung mga taxpayers. But from the taxpayer side, gusto natin na panatag yung loob natin doon sa mga mag-audit sa atin, 100% trustworthy. Diba? Kaya may ganung ginagawang sistema si BIR. Yung letter R naman, ito yung revenue collection and base collection.
Yes.
Okay? And yung employee empowerment natin. Siyempre para, ano yung sinasabi ko kanina, Ms. March, yung utmost excellence.
Excellent service.
Diba? Kasi sabi nga nila, we only deserve no less.
No less.
As taxpayers, kailangan dekalidad yung serbisyo. So, yan yung ginagawa ng BIR sa employees nila. And of course, yung letter S, yung service excellence.
Yes po.
Ayun yung theirs natin. Kaya, huwag tayong kabahan, no, bilang mga taxpayers, sa mga business owners natin, huwag tayong kabahan kasi mas magiging convenient pa actually. And very new to. Wala pang 6 months. Hindi ba sa regular?
Hindi.
Hindi ba sa regular? January.
last January
Kaka-start lang yung January. So, we expect na mas magiging banayad yung proseso kapag magbabayad tayo ng mabuwis natin.
That's it.
Baka meron kayong mensahe sa mga taxpayers natin.
Alright. Well, ako, ang gusto ko lang sabihin, ayun nga po, there's nothing to worry about theirs because if anything, theirs aims to really alleviate po yung experience po ng ating mga ka-taxpayers. It's all for the professional service to our Filipino people.
Thank you so much, Jana.
So just to add on what Jana said, we would like to invite our taxpayers if they're unsure with their filings and their obligations. We would like to assist them more when it comes to their filings and obligations.
So I guess, Ms. Margie, no, parang ako yung learning ko. May learning. Na parang mag-build ba tayo ng relations natin with our BIR, yung mga TAMP officers natin. Para kung meron tayong mga unsure kung paano or what, hindi lang tayo sa Google, sa Sanguni or sa ChatGPT, pwede natin kausapin mismo yung mga officers.
Human
na side.
being talaga.
Totoo.
So sa dami ng changes ngayon, importante na naintindihan natin itong lahat.
At kung paano tayo makakasabay sa mga pagbabagong ito.
So BIR Dares is not just about enforcement, it's about transformation.
Siyempre for the better good
Yeah.
of the Filipino people. Kaya naman maraming salamat muli sa ating mga guests mula sa Bureau of Internal Revenue for sharing your insights today. Muli nakasama natin sina Jana Hassan at si Mervin Ledesma. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you for helping us better understand these important changes.
And of course, don't forget to follow the official Facebook page of BIR RDO 50 South Makati.
At i-follow din ninyo ang Entrepinas TV sa social media at sa YouTube for more updates and episodes.
Once again, this is Entrepinas TV powered by BIR RDO 50 South Makati.